Hello, my witchlings. Tonight we are going to make Duxelles. This is Ken's recipe, and he has very excitedly allowed me to teach you how to make Duxelles. Duxelles is a combination of three main ingredients. You have mushrooms, garlic, and shallot. There are some people who omit the garlic from Duxelles, and we don't speak to those people. I'm just kidding. Sometimes there's an allergy or something involved that would require a little bit of a manipulation of the ingredients. But Duxelles primarily are these three ingredients. Then you use white wine, sherry, vermouth, something like that, to act as your liquid that will boil out. You add black pepper, and various recipes use various other spices. We use thyme, and you're going to do all of this in butter. So the amount that you need of each of these ingredients: for the mushrooms, you want 8 ounces of mushrooms, finely minced. You want a shallot of approximately this size, finely minced. And you want garlic. And neither of us enjoy mincing garlic, so we use this garlic here. And we use one of these and just measure with your heart. Ken likes to use about 3 to 4 heaping tablespoons of minced garlic. Then you'll need a 1/4 cup of your wine, sherry, or vermouth, approximately 4 turns of your peppermill, about 3/4 teaspoons of thyme, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter. These items here are adjustable as needed throughout the cooking process. These items here, that is what you need to make Duxelles. So we're going to go ahead and prepare everything, and we will be back to show you how to start making Duxelles. All right, we are back. So you want your shallots to be finely minced like this so that they will melt down. We're going to go ahead and put this into the 2 tablespoons of butter that we have melted here on the stove. And you want to cook these so that they become translucent. Once you get them to the translucent state, then we will add our garlic. This should take you approximately 1 to 2 minutes. This is over medium heat on a gas stovetop in a fairly deep, large skillet. I believe the skillet is 12 inches, and it looks like it's about 4 inches deep. 3 inches deep. I am being corrected. Alrighty. As you can see, these are starting to become translucent. Remember, with this recipe, you are trying to make a paste. So you're trying to get the liquid out of your shallots, your garlic, and your mushrooms. Okay, we are part of the way there. I like using wooden utensils when I'm cooking because I feel like I have more control over them and they don't get as hot if you happen to leave them sitting on top of your skillet or your pot. So if you decide that you want to do this recipe and you want to use a wooden utensil, I would recommend using a flat type utensil like this that has a hole in it, not slotted, because things will get stuck in the slots, and that's never any fun, especially when you have to go clean it. Alright, so now we've got this to the translucent stage. We're going to go ahead and add our garlic that we have measured with our hearts. And you want to cook this for about 30 seconds to a minute. so that it's aromatic. And you can see how there is a good deal of liquid in here just from the shallots and the garlic. Okay. And now we add everything else. So these are our finely chopped mushrooms, finely minced mushrooms, excuse me. You can use any kind of mushroom. A lot of recipes will call for white button mushrooms. Some call for a combination of white button mushrooms and shiitakes. We're talking about doing it with oyster mushrooms at some point. All right, so that was the mushrooms. Now we're going to add our white wine, our thyme, and 4 twists of black pepper. Or, there we go. Nothing was coming out. And then we're going to give this a good stir. And we are going to cook this, stirring frequently, for the next 7 to 8 minutes or so until the liquid is gone and everything has reduced. So we will be back to talk to you in about 10 minutes. If you discover that it's drying out faster than it's actually cooking down, you can add some more liquid, but do keep in mind this is supposed to be a paste and you don't want to oversaturate it with liquid. So add just a little bit at a time, and probably you want to add your cooking wine, your sherry, your vermouth, whatever it was that you used for your alcohol. Alrighty, so this is the consistency that we're looking for Duxelles, okay? When we were doing this, we ended up adding 2 tablespoons of butter, as well as 2 tablespoons of white wine. That is Ken's preference when he's making Duxelles. He likes to add equal amounts of both. The mushrooms were drier than we were expecting, so we had to add some liquid to help get the consistency that we needed. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and let this cool down. And we will be back to show you how to store this and set it up so that you can use it in future recipes. And just remember, as much Duxelles as you think you're making, you're probably making about half that. So the Duxelles have cooled, and normally you would go ahead and use your Duxelles right away. But since we have something very special planned for this, and it's not for another week or so, we're going to go ahead and freeze everything. So when you're storing your Duxelles, you want to put them into an ice container, like an ice cube tray. We're using a silicone one because it's easy to push up from the bottom to get them out. And you just freeze them in your freezer. If you have an idea of what you think we're going to use the Duxelles for, or you have a suggestion for how we should use the Duxelles, go ahead and leave a comment and let us know. If we like your idea, we just might do a video on it. And while you're down there in the comments section, if you like what you've seen and I've earned your time to hit that like button, go ahead and do it. If you think I need improvement and you didn't like what you see, go ahead and hit the dislike button, but leave a comment on what you think I should do to improve. And if you want to know exactly how we're using the Duxelles, go ahead and subscribe to the channel because it is a future video. Head on over to the Patreon, www.patreon.com/KWOS, and find out how you can preview these videos before they go live on YouTube. We'll see you next time. Blessed be.